Good morning, Ruth Green Hornets. It's Mrs. Ambrose, and today is Friday, January 31st. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led in a separate video. Now it's time for shout outs. Have you been doing the right thing? Have you been following the expectations around the school? Have you been working hard in class? Well, listen up, because you might hear your name. From Mr. Houghton, I would like to shout out Janiyah Ruffin for earning A+ on her math test. I would also like to shout out my class as a whole for working so hard on their iReady diagnostics. They have all been taking their time and putting their best foot forward. From Mrs. Leslie, to my whole class for working hard on their iReady reading test. From Miss Gamerick, Room 105 would like to welcome Zion Graham to our first grade class, and I want to thank the rest of the class for being so eager to help Zion this week. From Mr. Quickie, I'd like to shout out Journey for being nice and understanding. I would also like to shout out Eilina for doing great work. From Miss Obany, I would like to give a shout out to Miss Taylor. We are truly going to miss you. Thanks for all the great buddy class memories from the last couple years and being a wonderful colleague and friend. From Miss Viato, I would like to shout out Hudson Woodward for having the highest growth on his iReady reading and going up 64 points. And Zaria for having the highest growth in iReady math and going up 39 points. So proud of both of you. From Ms. Sharp, I'd like to give a shout out to the following students for meeting their iReady math goal. Chloe Bevan, Danny Claxton, Quizelle Embry, Zoe Freeman, Amir Goodwin, Alea Hines, Dewan Pettis, Sebastian Weldy, Quantez Williams, and Prince Young. Great job, everyone. From Miss Diekman, Ben Young for helping a first grader to get her breakfast, Audrina for being ready, make copies, Miss Diekman's class for being kind to our guest teachers. From Mr. Kosha, I want to shout out the whole class for doing a great work on their iReady math and reading tests. A big shout out to Byron, who went up 70 points in reading, and Kylie, who went up 34 points in math. I am so impressed with how hard everyone worked these past 2 weeks. From Mrs. Slissinger, congratulations, Alexander and Carmen, for getting pizza with the principal this month. I'm so proud of you. Jordan, thank you for being an amazing friend and helping others in need when they cannot solve the problem on their own. Jackson, great job working so hard this week. It was nice to see you participate in all subjects and seeing you turn in your work. Mrs. Toka and Mrs. Sakala, Miss Sakala, thank you for all your hard work setting up the reading night at Steenland. My students truly enjoyed it. From Mrs. Miglio and Mrs. Vihar, please give a shout out to Lindsay Jacks and Legend Pagros for working hard and following PBIS expectations. Great job. From Mrs. Tominski, I would like to shout out the following students for making huge gains in iReady reading. Samia Jada, Kiera Woodward, Alexander Maurer, Justice Ross, Malaya Watson, Liliana Guzman, and Alea Dozier. I'm so proud of you. From Mrs. Mason, Destiny Rose for always trying her best. It's starting to pay off. Jakari Hooks for always using your manners, and Denario Cheatham for going up 61 points on your iReady test. Way to go. From Mrs. Costa, I want to give a big shout out to the following students. Brandon Riney, Student of the Week. Damian Blackwell, highest score in iReady reading test. And Isaiah Green, highest growth in iReady reading test. And from Mrs. Coslino, to my entire class for doing an amazing job on iReady testing. You were all focused and did your best. Thank you. Wow, that's a lot of shout outs. You guys have been working hard. If you didn't hear your name this week, keep following the expectations around the school and working hard in class, and maybe next week you will hear your name in the shout outs. I want to give a very big shout out to 2 teachers that are retiring. Mrs. Hedmark, who works in the preschool, and Mrs. Taylor, our 2nd grade teacher. Today is Mrs. Taylor's last day. We will be doing a clap out for the both of them today. And be sure if you see them to wish them good luck on their next adventure after retiring from teaching. And we want to welcome our new teacher, Miss Frazier to Miss Taylor's class, who she will be taking over, and Miss Watson, who took over for Miss Pudlow. Next week, we will start Black History Month. Your teacher will have some projects during the month, and every day during announcements, I will highlight a historical Black figure and people that have made a difference in our history. I also remind you of the golden rule. We treat others the way we want to be treated. That means kind words, kind deeds, and we keep our hands and our bodies to ourselves. I hope you have a wonderful Friday, and repeat after me. Ruth Green Hornets are respectful, responsible, and ready. I fly right with Hero. Have a good day and a good weekend. Bye.